Hello, fellow chatterers and book worshippers, and anyone else who has popped in because you're curious or you're lost. I'm Chatty, and welcome to my channel, Chatty the Mad Chatter, where today I will be chatting away madly about my June TBR. So I had such a fun time doing this video in May. I really enjoyed it. So I feel I just want to keep going with it in June, even though I have once again, but this time I'm aware of it, decided to commit to 3 readathons. But why not? Why not just add more chaos? So we're doing another challenge. So my plan is to do like I did last time in the May TBR, which I will link up here if you wanted to have a look at that. I will be doing 6 rolls for 6 books, and then I will need to finish all 6 of these books within June, or I will get a punishment or a reward, depending on whether or not I achieve it. So we have a whole list of punishments here that have been suggested by Shelf Space, and a slightly smaller pile of rewards. If you have any ideas that you would like to suggest for a punishment or a reward for me completing or not managing to complete my June TBR, please do write them in the comments and I will add them to the piles. So at the moment I am filming this. There is still quite a bit of May left, but I can only film it now because otherwise I'm just not going to have time to do it and to get it out for you guys to see. So we're doing it now, so I have no idea whether or not I'm going to have completed my May TBR. So if you want to know about a punishment or reward, you will have to look at my May wrap up to see whether or not I achieved it. And what I'm going to do with my punishment and rewards is they're just going to roll over. So when I do my TBR in August, because I'm going to give myself a month off in July because I think I'm going to need it. And there's other stuff that I'm kind of wanting to be doing, and I don't want to be restricted to a TBR. I'll still do the game, but it will be another selection of books for me to do a tea and taste from, and then I will just choose one to read. So that's going to be July. So what I will do, if I finish my May and I get a reward, then I'm just going to have that. And when I do my August TBR, I will either use that reward or I'll use the June reward. So I'll have like a little reward pool, or I'll have a reward and punishment pool. And I'll do the reward and the punishment, if that makes sense. So that will happen in August once I've got an idea of whether or not I have them. So there we go, rewards and punishments. So we are once again, because this is what we do on my channel, because my technology has failed me, but I do actually quite enjoy it. We are doing a one-shot, no editing. We're doing it all in one go. So cheers, the pink tiny teacup for a challenge. Let's do this. Woohoo! On the head. Let's go. So how the game works, it is essentially snakes and ladders. But they are bookworms and book ladders. Although this is my template, tester, draft version, and my worms have all got forked arms and look like snakes. So take that what you will. So what I have is I have my little B counter in the middle, and I can choose whichever way to go in this first square. I've got 3 different squares, and the further I go into it, the more dangerous it is because I have a higher chance of getting a bothersome bookworm. But second one, I have a better chance of getting a brilliant book ladder. So it all evens out in the end. So I roll the dice, and if I don't land on the head of a snake and have to do a worrying worm, or land at the bottom of a ladder, which I've now marked this time so you can see where they are, and get to do a lucky ladder prompt, I have a yellow, pink, green and blue, or are all the in-between ones. So there will be a prompt for each roll. So this time we have blue is going to be, I'm going to pick up one of my prompt cards that look like this, and I've got about 30 of them with random prompts on them, and they're kind of all like averagey prompts, so they're slightly challenging but not really hard. So my lucky ladder ones are all easy, nice prompts, and my worrying worms are all hard, difficult ones that I don't want. And these are the basic ones, these prompts, but I'm only going to give myself 30 seconds to be able to complete it in. Then I have green is going to be seasonal shelf. So in my bedroom, I have a bookshelf and I rotate it on a seasonal basis. So every 3 months I change it, and I kind of base it on either series that I'm wanting to read and focus on over the next 3 months, books I feel I want to pick up and get to, that kind of fit the seasonal vibe. So they're kind of more spring-like ones that I've got on there at the moment. Pink is theme, so I pick a theme card, and all of these have got a prompt on, and I have to find a book that's either got that in the title or in the picture. So it could be buildings, it could be nature, it could be fire, magic. If it's in the title or on the cover, then that counts for that prompt. And then yellow is genre or age. So I have to pick one of these cards, and it's either going to give me a book genre to read from, or it's going to give me an age range. So adult, YA, or middle grade. So I'm going to pop that back up there. I'm now going to pour my tea. I've given myself a little bit of Earl Grey. So cheers, everyone. It has just finished brewing, which is very nice. And you get to enjoy the ambiance of a nice bit of tea pouring. So cheers. Yes, that is good. So only slight difference this time round is with my lucky ladders, I have 10 possible prompts. So I have picked 2 completely randomly, but I've also picked a deliberate one, which is the Feagle. So I have the choice of 3, and I don't know which one it is going to be. But the Feagle is the best prompt ever. So when I originally started this game way back before I was filming, I just enjoyed book games and wanted to try one myself. I was literally doing snakes and ladders, and if I went up a ladder or went down a book room, I had a prompt. And it took a really long time. But the Feagle and the one for the Worrying Worms are 2 of the prompts that I specifically had for this one. So there was a chance that I got a really nice prompt or a chance that I got a really scary prompt. So the really nice prompt is the Feagle. If you do not know, we have over here Terry Pratchett's The We Free Men. They have these creatures called the Nag McFeagles who like stealing, amongst other things. They mainly steal ships and coals, which is sheep and cows. So I get to steal a book from under my bed. So if you don't know, I did a little Being Healthy for Books video, which I will link over here, where I give myself healthy points and I get to earn books for myself. So I have a stash of books under the bed, which are books I have bought for myself, which I have not read, and I do not get to put them on the shelves until I've earned them. So I get to steal one without having to be healthy, which is just the best prompt ever. On the other side of that, we have my Worrying Worms cards, and the one for this one is the One Ring card. So I have 2, I don't know what they are, prompts from my 10 possible challenging prompts, and the One Ring is the One Ring who rules them all. I give someone else the power. I give someone else the power to choose a book that I have to put on my TBR and have to read this month. It can be anything. That is the power of the One Ring. So I haven't got anyone in mind for the One Ring, should it pop up. So if you are the first person to respond on this video and say One Ring in the comments, first person to do that, then you will be my One Ring person. If it doesn't come up in this video, you can be it in my next one. So there you go. You have the power. You have the power to decide what to read. Let's crack on with this. I'm going to do the first roll. So because the first square is so small, I only use 1 dice to start off with. And that is a 6. So I can go anywhere. So of course I'm going to go for a lucky ladder, because why wouldn't I? And which way can I get it? So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a snake. 1. No, I can't. Don't think I can get a lucky ladder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. I can't get a lucky ladder this time around, so it's going to be a colour. And what do I fancy? Let's start with a theme. I feel that'll be fun. So can I do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a pink. So there we go. So we're going clockwise. Oh, I didn't try it anti-clockwise. Oh well, never mind. We've committed now. We've committed. This is going to go on forever. So there we go. There's a ladybird on a pink. So that means a theme card. So let's shuffle them up and we will see what I get. I really shuffle them before I do it, but I just feel it just makes it nicer. Okay, here is the theme card, and that is, plants / earth. Okay, what have I got that has plants or earth on it? No. Could Dawnshard count as earth? Please don't follow me. Please don't follow me. Please don't follow me. It's got mountains. It's got mountains. It's got mountains. I'm counting it. Dawnshard has got mountains, which classes as earth. Thank you. Dawnshard is my first book. So, I probably should tell you what Dawnshard is. So, Dawnshard is a novella by Brandon Sanderson, and it is part of the Stormlight archive, which is my favourite fantasy series of all time. I used to say it's one of my favourite, but recently I've committed it's my favourite fantasy series of all time. I'm currently rereading it. By the time this goes out, I should have finished Words of Radiance. If I have not, then my May TBR has gone terribly wrong and I've totally failed. Dawnshard comes after Oathbringer, which I'm also hoping to put on this TBR. But I will definitely be reading Oathbringer in June because it is the next book and I'm wanting to read one a month. So this is technically 3.5 in the Stormlight archive, which is an adult epic fantasy series. We've moved, no, we're still, I didn't get up a ladder, so I'm still on the first square, so it's still 1 dice. 5, okay, but I don't get to choose now, so we just have to go with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's Worrying Worm. So I go down, but I'm now on the second square, but I've got a flipping Worrying Worm, which is not the best start to this. It's not going to be nice to me. Let's have some tea. I mean, I'll have some tea. I mean, if you're watching too, you can have some tea, sure. Join with me, drink with me. Let's drink through the pain. Okay. Let's shuffle up these worms and see what we get. What do I do? Just gonna pick one. I'm gonna pick one. And it is, I can't read it. What is your oldest unread book? Okay. My oldest unread book. So I have, did I put any on here? That one is old. That could work. Is that the oldest? So I borrowed this from Mum last year. But I also borrowed The Hollow Hills from her. But did I get this at the same time? Questions, many questions. The Hollow Hills, Crystal Cave. No, it's The Hollow Hills is the next one. There's a Merlin trilogy by Mary Stewart that I want to read, that I'm enjoying reading. I can't remember which one is the oldest. So, being as this is the one I have here, I'm going to go with this one as the oldest one. Then Mum can have it back. This is The Weather Witch by Paul Stewart. I think it's a children's fantasy horror. I think it's fantasy, but it's more like a spooky gothic fantasy that could verge into horror, but it's not really horror, because if it was horror, I wouldn't read it. So as you can see, it looks a little bit spooky. We've got illustrations by Chris Riddell, who I absolutely love, and he does a lot of collaboration with Paul Stewart. We've got a very freaky looking, I don't know what that was, weather witch. I'm presuming she's a weather witch. She's wearing a big ruff and has got a creepy looking face, and there's very kind of like part Tudor, part castle-y type building in front of her. So it sounds interesting. I've had it for a long time, so it's definitely due a read, and we're going with it's the oldest book because it's going to hurt my brain if I try and give it too much thought. Okay, moving on away from the worm. 2 dice because we're on the second square. And that one nearly fell off the table and I hit it with my elbow. So I'm going to roll again. Okay, 6 and 2 make 8. So we're moving 8 and we were going that way, which means that's the way we're going. Okay. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it was the bottom of the ladder anyway. Blue. What was blue? Ooh, 30-second prompt. Okay. So let's shuffle up these prompt cards, and then I will have to do some timing so that I can make sure it's 30 seconds in an easy way. Okay, right, we're on 15, let's go. Nature outdoor book. I've just literally grabbed a book, but I suppose that's like something that involves nature or outdoors. It doesn't need to be on the cover, it just needs to involve nature and the outdoors. And I am looking at this one, and I feel the Firekeepers Daughter, which has just destroyed my book stack, is nature or outdoors. At least the teacups didn't smash. So we have a lovely butterfly on the front cover here. We have flames for the Firekeepers Daughter. It just gives me the vibe that it's to do with nature and outdoors. It is by Angelina Boulay, who is of Indigenous heritage, and the protagonist in here is also of Indigenous heritage. So I do feel that it will be quite attuned with nature. I think she's investigating something. It's a YA thriller, so it'll have some sort of like thrilling aspect, and I just kind of feel she's going to be outside while she's investigating whatever's going on. She spends time between the reservation and also the village, city, town, other place. So I imagine she walks back and forth in between too. So that's enough for me. And also this does fit in with two of the readathons that I want to be taking part in June. So I have 2 readathon books on my list so far. So it's feeling okay at the moment. My 3 chonkers haven't made it on. Nor is the 4th. It probably is a chonker, but because it's slightly smaller than the others, it doesn't seem as chonky. Anyway, rambling, let's roll. Let's roll, still on the second square, so we're still on 2 dice. And we have double 5, but doubles mean nothing. I have 10. Let's move 10 spaces and see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, so close to a ladder, except it's the bottom, so it doesn't count anyway. That was 9, 10, pink. We've just had that. That's a theme, so I'm going to pull another theme card. Okay. Did I get rid of the theme card I did before? I did not. There we go. That's now gone. So let's shuffle up and pull out another theme, which for some reason is making me feel scared. Let's go. I've got one. What's this? Ooh, mood. Love it. Okay. So it says match the current mood. How am I feeling? I'm feeling quite excited because I'm buzzing with the challenge. But other than that, pretty calm because I've got a T, slightly nervous. So calm, nervous and excited, which is kind of cancelling each other out. Okay, excited. What book looks excited? Is there a book that looks excited? Actually, I have one that absolutely prioritizedly needs to be on here, and I think this will work. So, Ship of Magic. You can have the sea being calm. There will probably be lots of slice of life where it'll be a bit more of a slower pace. I'm excited for this book. I'm unbelievably excited for it. I cannot wait to get back into Robin Hobb's world. This is the Ship of Magic. I do not know if I've told you the title. This is Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. It's an adult epic fantasy. It is the second of the series that make up the realm of the Elderlings. This is the first one in that second series. So it's the Liveship Traders, first book of the Liveship Traders. That was a lot of waffle, wasn't it? Anyway, that's this book. So I'm very excited about this book. Slightly nervous as well, because it's Robin Hobb and she destroys you. She destroys you with the stuff that her characters have to endure and go through. So yes, this actually fits all of my moods really well. So it's a conflicting book for a conflicting emotional state during this game. And that is the third book of my brain readathon books I want to get on here. So far going well. Get rid of that card because we've done it. Get rid of that card because we've done it. 2 more to go. Okay, let's roll. Let's do this. Wah! And they've fallen off the table. Let's do it again. Okay, And we're still on the second square. I've rolled 2 dice and we have a 4 and a 2, which is 6. So we're still going around this second square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was a ladder. 6 is blue again. Okay, time for another 30-second prompt. Shuffle again. I don't know why I need to shuffle because they were already shuffled. I could just pick the next one, but it helps me. What is it? It is upside down. A well-loved author. I am reaching for Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson, who is a well-loved author. And I'm not sure why I'm singing, but I am. So Oathbringer is on my list of chunky books that I really want to read in June. I'm continuing this series. This is the 3rd in the Stormlight archive. It's a reread for me because after this book, I get to read Rhythm of War, and I have never read Rhythm of War. So I'm very, very hyped. I'm absolutely loving my rereads of this series. It's amazing. But this is a beast. It is 1,233 pages. And I know that off the top of my head because yesterday I filmed my Whatever You Want-a-thon What Shall I Read For It video. And I checked to see how many pages were in this book. And it's that. So it's big. But I want to read it anyway. So it's nice that it's made it on here. Whoop whoop. Okay, we just have one book left. And so far I've only got one book on here that is divergent from stuff that I wanted to read. Diverging. Whatever. Get rid of that prompt. Let's roll the last roll. Let's have a last cup of tea. Not a last cup of tea, another sip of tea for the last roll. Okay, rolling. We have a 1 and a 5. So I can move 6 spaces. Let's see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was a ladder. 6 is pink again. We have not had a lot of difference this time round. So we're going for our 3rd and final theme card of the day. But hey ho, it will still give us prompts, which gives us books. Let's see what I get for this one. And oh, water. Okay, water. This is where I wish that I had put Ship of Magic. Could have worked for this one, but hey ho, it is what it is. We need a water book. I'm trying to think what else is on my list. The other things that were on my list is a middle grade, The Secret Sunshine Project, and that does not have water on the cover or in the title. Heartstoppers 2, neither, and Memory of Souls hasn't got water in the title or on the cover. So it's gonna be, this is a divergent from this. Oh, that could work. Okay, that is an option because I think that does fit some of my Shardathon prompts that I wanted to get, but I did take it off my Whateverathon TBR to fit other books in. But I'm kind of feeling so there's a Girl Who Drank the Moon. No, that is not, has no water on the cover. Yeah, let's just go for it. Let's stop fussing around. This is what we're going for. So my final book, the one with water on the cover, is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, which is a children's middle grade series, which I think many people know. It is by Rick Riordan. It deals with demigods. So these are kids which are part god and part mortal, as the Greek myths go. But this is set in modern day world, as I'm sure most of you know, because it's a very popular series. I read this, how old was I? Late teens, and then I read the second series in my early 20s, and I had a great time with it. I really enjoy the Percy Jackson books. I find them fun. I enjoy the adventure. I'm here for all of that. I really enjoy Greek mythology, so I appreciate all the twists and things of how they put stuff in here. And yeah, Percy has dyslexia and ADHD, which is Rick Riordan's play on making all the kids that struggle with that feel really special, because they have that because that's their battle reflexes, and they are hardwired to understand ancient Greek, not English. So that's why that happens. So I think that's really good fun. This is a series that I gave myself to reread. So at the start of the year, I did 5 standalones of new reads I want to get to, and 1 series of new reads, and then 5 standalones of rereads and a series. And this is my reread series. I bought these copies for myself for my birthday last year because I really love these books, but I hated the covers. So this is more of an illustration style. We've got Percy standing on either a statue or actual Poseidon here. And we've got the New York skyline in the background. And the old ones are more kind of like photographic rather than like illustrated. And I just didn't enjoy it as much. So these ones are really cool. And I enjoy that the spines make the New York skyline. And what I didn't realise until I put them all out for another video was that actually if I put all the covers of the 5 books in the series together, it makes one line picture, which is really cool. Anyway, Percy Jackson is the 6th book on my list. So let's have a look at my TBR. Let's make some space. I didn't actually have to get up and run around the house this time because my seasonal shelf is upstairs. So if that happened, I would have had to have got up and run around the house. But now I know I can pause. It wouldn't have been quite as chaotic as my previous one. So this was actually a relaxing sitting down version. So there we go. Here is my TBR for June, on which a punishment or reward rests. So I have added a couple. So the only 2 I've added is The Weather Witch by Paul Stewart and The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, which are both middle grades. So that gives me a fighting chance. It gives me a fighting chance to do. I still really want to read the other books that are on my TBR for the readathons. So I've technically got, there was 8, so 10 books that I've given myself to read in June. It could be doable. We will see, although some of them are mahusive. But generally, no, I did think this worked quite well. So cheers, everyone. Thanks for watching. I've really enjoyed doing these TBR videos. Like I said, I will be back doing them properly, but I'm just going to give myself a break next month so I can just do other things that I want to do and just have a little chill out. I'm not planning on doing any readathons. So yeah, that is my plan. But I will still do this game because I really enjoy playing it. But like I said, I'm going to use it to do a tea and taste with instead. But I will be back doing this properly with rewards and punishments for August. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give me a like. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe so you can see more videos from my channel. Chat to me in the comments. I always love a chat. But if you want to let me know that you watched to the end, despite my babbling, then please do a little teacup. Let's do a little teacup to show that you got there. But if you haven't got anything to say, that's absolutely fine. Thank you all for watching. Happy reading, everyone.